Hello, everyone. Hello. Vita is in my other truck because we've got a plan today. We're going to take some heifers to the clinic. We're going to preg check them. I'm not going to. A certified vet's going to do that. And we're going to take the bulls and we're going to check them to make sure that they're producing semen, which is essential to conception. So that's how you find out if your bulls are productive. You have to go and you have to give them a test to make sure that they are producing viable amounts of semen. Now, I know that sounds kind of silly, but there are a lot of different ways and reasons that they will stop producing. Like if they get injured, if they get hurt, age, different feeds will cause infertility. And you know, that's one half of my calf right there, and I've got to make sure that he is producing what is essential to conception. And so he's been with 11 heifers, and well, there's actually 3 of them because I've got several pastures that need bulls this time of year. You know, I always do my putting my boys in back in town video, and so you know, twice a year we move them to different pastures so that way we have fall calves and spring calves. And so the bull that we'll put in right now will produce us fall calves in 8-9 months. So that's the plan. So we've got to make sure that these bulls actually will produce and that these heifers actually are pregnant, because I'm not going to feed heifers that are not pregnant. That's the essence of a commercial cattle operation. I have to have money, and the only way that I get money is that my cows give me a calf. And so I have to make sure that every cow that I am feeding an $80 bale of hay to, and they eat, each cow eats 5 bales of hay in a 3-month period, so through the winter. So you know, so you're feeding them, you've got water, property taxes, mineral, there's a lot of expense that goes into producing that calf. And so I have to make sure that every cow is paying for herself, and she will do that if she gives me a calf. So that's what today is about. Today it's about making sure that all of my heifers are pregnant. This is a new venture for me. I am actually, these heifers are actually calves that I have raised on my farm. So I have to make sure that they're with a different bull than was their daddy, because that, you know, that makes some wonky genetics. But so these, I've got 11 of them that actually pass the test. They have to have certain tests that they have to pass in order to be productive, and they have different measurements that we go through. I think I don't remember if I did a video on it, but I think I videoed a video. I don't think I've put it together yet. But anyway, so that's what today is about. Today is about making sure that my heifers are pregnant and that my bulls can reproduce when I put them in their pasture. So let's get to what we do. Look at them there. Aren't they beautiful? My gosh, those are my heifers. That's my bull right there. Of course, I hope you can tell the difference by now, but it's all right if you can't. Anyway, these girls, I am hoping, will be pregnant. And so we're going to go today, check that out. What I'm going to do, because I'm by myself right now, my help hasn't gotten here yet, I'm going to walk them down that alleyway and into that lot where we can load them. So that's the first step in the plan. Ho! Come on now. Come on, girls. Let's go. Ho! Ho! Come on. Ha! Ha! Ho! 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 Come on, girls. Let's go. Ho! 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 Don't do it. That way. Ho! Ho! Well, that's the difference having Vita makes. I was busy getting her to work, so, because she's not completely trained yet, but she did do what I couldn't do, and I showed you those 2 videos of what it's difficult to do by myself. Look at her push those up. Can you see her? Can you see her working? Look at her doing what she's got to do. She won't let those cows come back. That is the beauty of a working dog. All right, Vita, that'll do. Vita, that'll do. Good girl. Look at her. When she does her commands, she's the greatest dog. Okay, so I thought I had a video of the bulls coming up the chute. So I apologize that I didn't get you set up for the fact that we brought the bulls in the chute and got semen from them. And so this next video is Doc looking at that semen and explaining to you what exactly it looks at, what it means, what is significant. So what are you looking for there, Doc?
So we're doing semen evaluations on these bulls. The big concern that we've had throughout this country is that since we had a heat spell back at the end of August, early September, where the heat index was over 105, 108 degrees, that stresses the livestock when they cannot get their body temperature down, because if it's hotter outside, they can't get cooler than what the outside temperature is. They can't sweat it off, they can't pan it off. They can only be as cool as what it is outdoors, unless they're standing in shade or in water to moderate that temperature. So I've seen quite a few bulls that had softer testes after that heat spell, because at 105 degrees you're going to have heat stress to their testicles, decreasing the firmness of the testicle, which decreases the viability and the output of the sperm itself. After 35 days, 45 is best, they'll start regenerating, because it takes 45 days from day 0 to till a sperm is produced for that testicle to recover. And I'm seeing the bulls that are given that 2-month period to recover with good nutrition, the sperm is becoming viable again, swimming straight, not seeing bent tails, because otherwise if they're heat stressed, their tail on the sperm will bend. It will curl around, and if they're almost heat stroked, it'll go folded flat against them. So there's no ability for the sperm to swim straight to actually reach the egg or their targeted goal. So with the 45 days of good nutrition, we've got past that heat stress. A lot of those bulls are coming back in to being fertile, but 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, they weren't kicking out any good live sperm. So this bull's testing good. He's back up to around 90%. Looks good.
Thanks, Doc. Wasn't it great to have Doc explain about the bulls? I know I could, and I know I have on a couple of videos, but I thought it was great so that way you could have an understanding of exactly what happens. It's not, people think that it's really easy to have cattle, and it's fun, but it's not easy, and there's a lot that you have to know. And so I just think it's important for people to understand that, you know, just because you have 5 acres or 10 acres, whatever, and a fence, does not mean that you can raise a cow. So there's a lot of skill, and I'm not saying I have all the skill, but I know people. That's the secret. So I really hope that you enjoy my video. I hope that you learned something, and I hope you know how much that I really appreciate you watching my videos, and I'm just grateful for you. And so if you are here on this planet today, know that God has a plan for you. It's not always easy, but it is good. So thank you. God bless you.